Lee, I'm going to have to push you for some kind of an answer on this one.
Well,
Jeffrey Archer.
Get Jeffrey Archer on this show. Jeffrey Archer on a show about lying would punch a hole through time.
Yeah. Well, we wouldn't have Jeffrey Archer because he's been in prison. Oh, you haven't.
How did you know he was in prison?
I read his autobiography.
Thank you.
Which was spectacularly poor. OK.
Just out of interest, when you finish having sex, do you say, I'm out?
Yeah.
The worst thing is foreplay, which is I'm in for 40%.
Anyway, Jeffrey.
I think he does.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that. I
captain.
think he does as well. Then I think if you're
Okay.
saying he
We're on
does,
a lucky streak.
yeah, let's go for it.
saying-
Okay, then we'll say he does.
He does, and the fact is, he does. It's completely true. This is, in fact, true. Jeffrey Archer does write all of his stories with a felt-tip pen. His first job, incidentally, was working for Oxfam, and he still has a unique connection, as they're now the main stockists of his books. David's team. Your quote comes from the great 20th century poet, essayist and raconteur Jodie Marsh. Everyone thinks I'm thick, but what they don't know is that I won nearly £6 on a weakest link quiz machine.
If I was going to make up a lie like that, I'd reach for the stars and say a tenner. Yeah.
One thing
Yes,
about that
please.
quote which is really sad is, I know that I won nearly £6. What's nearly
God.
£6?
What, so
Why did you not
£5?
say £5.40?
Well, actually, but those machines, they don't give they give quid, single quid. So nearly six, the nearest to £6 she's got
Sorry.
is £5. You can't say five, I mean, you know, as a businessman, where are your accounts when you start calling £5 nearly six? Suddenly, £5 billion is nearly £6 billion. That's a £1 billion shortfall.
This was the 27th birthday party of one of her friends when she got very, very drunk.
If you had to get someone to answer a question on a quiz machine to save your life, right, would you get Jodie Marsh? I would rather that she fell drunkenly onto the quiz machine with her face and chose the answer that way, rather than using a body of knowledge.
Yeah. I'm going to have to press you for an answer, I'm afraid.
So yes.
True or lie?
You think it's true?
Yep, it's true.
You don't care, you just want to murder her.
I think it's false.
Yeah, right. I don't know, but that's the game.
Yes.
I think it's false.
They're saying it's false. It is indeed a lie. Absolutely correct. Well deduced. Jodie Marsh did not win £6 on a weakest link quiz machine. Jodie left school with 11 GCSEs and 3 A-levels. I don't know whose they were, but she left school with them. Despite allegations of being thick, Jodie is a very successful glamour model. 36, 24, 32. No one's exactly sure what her IQ is. So at the end of that round, it's Lee's team who are looking quietly smug, ahead as they are, 5-3. Our next round goes by the somewhat truncated title of This Is My. Each of Lee's team will claim to have a genuine connection with tonight's special guest person who we're about to introduce you to. It's up to David's team to weed out the bona fide from the bogus. So please welcome this week's special guest person, Ina. Now, Lee, perhaps you'd like to start off by telling us how you know Ina.
Yes, I know Ina because she's my local news agent, and she actually sold me a scratch card which I won £2,000 on.
Natalie, what's Ina to you?
Ina's worked on EastEnders for 21 years and as an extra supporting artist, and she used to run the lampshade stall.
And lastly, Dom, what's Ina to you?
Yasu Ina. Ina's actually my aunt, who is Greek, and she is a voice artist in Greece, and she has been the voice of Helen Mirren in the last 4 of her films that have been translated into Greek.
So, it's as simple as that. A winning newsagent, according to Lee, a veteran EastEnders extra, according to Natalie, or Helen Mirren's Greek voice dub, if you believe Dom. So, David.
When did you have this windfall, Lee?
It was about 7 years ago.
So you bought the scratch card,
Yeah.
you know, you scratched the
Well
thing.
done, you know how the poor people live. Carry on, David.
This is like Columbo interview.
There's just one thing that's confusing me.
But no, OK. Now I can't say anything remotely investigative, can I? You essentially created a universal template of mockery. You arseholes.
That's not helping.
OK, so you bought the scratch card, you scratched the thing off, I won £2,000.
Yes, that was exactly what happened.
What happened?
Yeah.
I've never bought one of these things.
OK.
It's a tax on hope. And then you hand it over, and does she then give you the £2,000 out the till? Or that's a robbery, isn't it?
That's right, yeah.
But why have you kept in touch? I mean, she wasn't giving you the money. It comes from Camelot or something, you know.
I mean, I go to my news agent still, and I still give her that friendly wink of, hey, pretty good, eh? And she still goes, lucky, lucky. So little thing she does.
She's living through you now, really, isn't she?
She is, yes.
What's she going to do if you get diagnosed with a terminal illness? Come in, lucky, lucky, and they say, well, I wish you hadn't said that.
I'm more interested in the story with Natalie. So,
Yeah.
she is an extra in EastEnders,
Yes.
and she plays the lady who runs the lamp stall.
Yes.
Does she ever give scripts into the producers which are centred around a lighting crisis?
No. Not that I know of. Who knows?
You haven't investigated the most likely scenario, obviously, which is her being Helen Mirren's Greek voiceover artist.
Voice double. Can you speak Greek, Dom?
No, I can say Efaristo and Yasu, but only from visiting her. She's
Right.
married to my uncle, basically.
It's very plausible, that, though.
Is it? It seems incredibly unlikely. She does have this slight sort of lack of hope of someone in EastEnders. I think there's a plausibility to that.
OK, so, David, I need to press you for an answer. Is this Lee's lucky newsagent, Natalie's lampshade seller from Albert Square, or Dom's Greek thespian aunt?
You both think Natalie's extra?
I think the savage, browbeaten air of an EastEnders extra hangs among us.
Have you ever heard of a concept called mercy? Right, well, I haven't got a clue, so I'm going to go with the team. I'm going to say it's Natalie's colleague.
OK. Ina, perhaps you'd like to tell us who you really are.
Natalie's my friend, and I've been an extra for 21 years on EastEnders.
Yes, indeed. 21-year-old veteran of EastEnders. Well done to Ina Claire. So a lampshade store might be an odd thing to find in the market, but it's essential to Albert Square, since lamps can be used to electrocute people, smash them over the head, or strangle them with the flex. Sometimes all in the same episode. Telly Tales is the brilliantly alliterative title of our next round. David's team will follow up a clip from a classic TV series with an additional fantastic fact. Lee's team then declare whether the fact is either the truth or complete Piers Morgan. Tonight we bring you the delights of vintage Doctor Who, a show with the same budget as a school nativity play but with slightly lower production values. Well, here's a quick reminder of some of the Doctor's multiple incarnations.
Social call. We will be what more deadly.
We've been asked to point out no Daleks were harmed in the making of that clip, although the actor inside has never walked again. But what is Frankie's extra piece of information, Frankie?
Well, it's a little-known fact, but to avoid confusion on the set of Doctor Who when they're filming it, the medical doctor on set is called the Magician.
So
You think about it, there could be confusion because obviously the Doctor is Tom Baker or whoever. Obviously it's a much bigger problem on Casualty.
I don't understand the confusion. Someone, an extra, say Ina, who's working on Doctor Who, has a heart attack, and someone shouts, "Is there a doctor here?" And Doctor Who, confused, says yes, and does surgery until someone says, "No, no, 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 no." I mean,
not really about
I know TV people are like dim, but
If you're the person that's ill, it's going to be quite a depressing thing to hear someone shout. They sort of see what's happened to you and say, fetch the magician. 'Cause that's what